Jones.
Hi, Anne.
I'm Anne Jones, and I'm a very frustrated professor of lifelong learning. And I'm so full of admiration and joy at what you said that I just want you to take over the whole higher education system.
Well, there we go.
And save the country a lot of money. That's where, you know, all this excess, we could get rid of our national debt immediately, I think. But I guess you've got to sort of prove it further to the people at large, and you will eventually begin to seep across the whole system. How do you feel about that? How long do you think it will take? Are you happy to be shared in the longer term? How do you see the future?
Well, first of all, thank you for the compliment and for the kind words. I'm really delighted. I didn't spend time on it, but both Hefke and JISC and others, luckily, share your thinking and have actually funded the university to work on a number of these initiatives on behalf of the sector. A great example is SCORE, that is designed to take our know-how around open education and help the rest of the sector embrace what we do and learn from what we do. We've got a number of other initiatives about bringing those that have dropped out of higher education back into the system that we're being funded on a sector-wide basis. We pride ourselves in working in an open, collaborative, sharing environment. And so, yes, all that I've talked about today, we are thrilled to be able to just share our knowledge and our best practices, because our belief is, remember that first mission that we've got, the more that we help the sector, the more that we drive up access, the more that we help people get exposed to higher education, the better it is for everybody. And so we see it as a core part of who we are and why we were created, to be this sort of somewhat of a change agent in higher education as well. I get called a lot of other things, by the way, not change agent, but change agent's a nice way of putting it tonight. So thank you.
Alan Tuckett.
Well, I'm Alan Tuckett. Still. I wanted to ask you about the small steps and when does higher begin? The resourcing of education beyond school in Britain makes such a profound difference in investment levels between higher education and further education. And the more you break things up into small steps, the earlier you could see higher beginning. I wondered what you thought about movements towards tertiary education as a policy.
So, am I frustrated?
And then, Sorry, carry on. And then behind him.
Am I frustrated at these artificial barriers we've created between secondary education, further education, higher education, and informal learning? You bet your life I am. You know, one of our fastest growing programs is a program called NIACE, Young Applicants in Schools Scheme, where OU courses are now being delivered in Year 12 in some pretty important areas. The most popular subjects are actually science subjects, which is really very interesting. But again, the baby steps can be quite interesting. So let me just pick one. So most people think about the programming that we did with the BBC as the stuff I referred to before, black and white, BBC Two, hairy professors. Yet, you know, when you look at the mainstream programming that we do with the BBC today, who would have thought that BBC One evening, we along with the BBC would be teaching people quantum mechanics? That's what we're doing with Bang Goes the Theory. So you ask the question then, what can you do about the baby steps? Well, and imagine a world in the future where for every one of those programs, there'll be a web journey that you can land in whilst you're excited, no matter what age you are, no matter who you are. You get excited about quantum mechanics, you want to learn more, there will be an OU place that you can go to continue those baby steps. And if along that continuum, you choose you want to convert it into one of those more formal steps, we'll help you on-ramp that, not just to us, but we'll work with the sector to give you an understanding of where you can go to advance that, wherever you want to advance it. And that's perhaps the best illustration I can give you around sort of how you take the baby steps and convert it to the other. But boy, we need to get to work, though, on helping people knit flexible pathways from secondary to further or higher, or we will regret it forever.